thanks to you guys loving my last Brooklyn guide, I am back again to show you 8 more places you can't miss here in Brooklyn. In this video, I'll share 8 more places you can't miss in Brooklyn, including some of the borough's best kept secrets and hidden gems. However, there is still a lot to talk about here. So if you do enjoy this video, please give it a like and subscribe so I know to make more videos like this. Historically, Brooklyn has been home to the offbeat and the untraditional, and that's really what makes it so cool. It's a collection of neighborhoods, each with their own unique flavor, history, and culture that help to shape the world we live in today. Big name artists started here, such as Jay-Z, Biggie, and Barbra Streisand. So what makes Brooklyn worth visiting? Let's get into 8 more places you cannot miss here. By far, my favorite park in Brooklyn is Brooklyn Bridge Park. Now, the way to get here, the most beautiful way to get here is actually walking through Squibb Park. This was named after Edward Robinson Squibb, who actually helped found the American pharmaceutical industry. He helped found it in 1858. Now I'm gonna show you this iconic bridge. It's amazing for Instagram photos. Louie and I did our pregnancy, my maternity photo shoot here just a few days ago, and it's really, really nice. So let's go check it out, especially during sunset if you can time it right. So this is the best part of Squibb Park. It's this amazing view here on the bridge. Great for photos again, but right over here you can see Brooklyn Bridge Park. Brooklyn Bridge Park borders the East River. Manhattan is right here, Brooklyn is right here, and back in the day in the 1800s, tons of old ships would come and dock along here because during the industrial age, this is where most of the transports were done for coffee, for sugar, for tin wool, and all types of stuff. Now along Brooklyn Bridge Park, there is a ton of other activities as well. They have basketball courts, bocce ball, shuffleboard. They even do movies in the summer on the park, and they have really cool trails along this side. The Brooklyn Bridge looks stunning over here. Right on this side, you have the Statue of Liberty, you have Lower Manhattan, and look at that sunset. They have City Bike here, so you can just download the City Bike app and just ride your bike along here. There's also a lot of great food. There's Brooklyn Ice Cream Factory, so if you want some ice cream. There's Brooklyn Roasting Co., so you can get some nice coffee. I have a whole food guide to Dumbo, so if you want to know the best food, check that out. I'll link it below. But definitely a spot that you gotta spend a lot of time here. And also it could be a very romantic place for a picnic. Louie, think about it, just saying. And if you look over here, you actually have a massive sports center. You can see there's a ramp leading down to the bottom. That's actually where you can do free kayaking here in the summer, which is pretty nice. All different types of cool activities, and think about the view, right? So you're playing these sports and behind you is this epic view of Lower Manhattan. You can see the World Trade Center. You can actually see a building called 70 Pine here. It's the one with the spire that is sticking up right over there. I used to live there with some friends, and the rent was quite pricey, I'll tell you that. Several more expensive than my current apartment. Oh, hey guys. I wanted to show you, they have some cool art exhibits also along the park, so make sure you explore the nooks and crannies of Brooklyn Bridge Park, because it's not just your typical park. Look at this, it's like the MoMA out here. So I was told that this is the best taco spot in New York City by none other than the New York Times. That's right, this taco truck behind me was started by Jose and Jesus Moreno. They're famous for tacos birria. So what they do is they create a Tijuana style taco that is absolutely bomb, apparently. In Mexican culture, birria means different things to different people. But normally it signifies trash or something messy, which is totally how tacos are to me, at least. I'm really bad at eating it not messy. Louie always makes fun of me. He eats it perfectly, and I'm is that because you're Guatemalan? Because I can't do it. It's it's all over me, but it's still delicious. So what makes their tacos different than other tacos? The birria at Birrialandia is a Tijuana style birria de res, Beef marinated and cooked in an adobo of hypnotic complexity. The meat is a blend of brisket, shank, and top round and is rich. So it is folded into 2 tacos, scattered over tostadas or sandwiched between facing pairs of quesadillas to make molitas. The other interesting thing about these tacos is the way they cook the tortillas. They actually dip the tortilla in the beef fat, which makes the tortilla even more delicious. Woo! My order has arrived. Now I just want to give everyone a fair warning. This place is very popular, so don't be surprised if you have to wait in line for like an hour. We got very lucky because it's cold tonight, so we didn't have to wait in line, but it could be a little rough. All right, we got some lime. You got to put it on there, obviously. So we ordered 4 tacos, and it already looks like it has like hot sauce on it, as well as cilantro, and then you have the beef, and you have some nice white onions. Bro, oh my God, this is unreal. I'm gonna say it. This is better than los tacos numero uno.
Whoa.
I said it, you guys. It's that good. Louis was really excited about these, and I was like, why? Like, it's just a taco. It is not just a taco. This is unreal. Also, we got the consommé. So this is the juices from the beef that was cooked with cilantro and onions. And the way you do this, the proper like Tijuana Mexican way, is you gotta dip the taco in the soup and you just like dunk it, you know? Unbelievable. This is so good. I'm gonna have to come back here. Like it's totally worth waiting in a line for an hour for. Don't miss it. We are at one of my favorite bars, breweries, and whatever you want to call it in the whole city. It's called Radgast Hall. It's here in Williamsburg, and this is like a German beer hall. Inside, it kind of looks like to me almost like the Great Hall in Hogwarts. Actually, I have a video on Harry Potter Things to Do in New York, and I featured them in that because it looks a lot like it. They specialize in German and Belgian food here. They have a wide selection of beers. We're gonna order some of their food right now. It's just a really fun place to hang out, really interesting vibe, and they've been here since 2007, so it's kind of like a neighborhood staple. So let's order some of their delicious food and warm up in this cool, nice outdoor dining experience in January in New York, everyone's dream. Just got the food, I'm very excited. I love their giant pretzel. Like Louis already kind of got into this, but you can see like the size of this. It's huge. I recommend ordering the cheese with this. It's added, it's like $3 extra, but come on. I mean, a pretzel and cheese, perfection. Just dip that in there. It's like a soft pretzel too, which I really appreciate because I hate it when they're hard. We also have mustard, which is more traditional in Germany. If you go there, you'll notice that they serve pretzels with mustard a lot of the time. So you get nice like traditional yet like more American, because we always put cheese on everything, which I'm a big fan of. I also got their bratwurst right here, which is a classic German sausage made with pork. They grill it right inside. When you sit inside, you can actually watch them grill all the bratwurst. The smell is incredible. Again, dipping that in that delicious mustard, traditional German style. Oh yeah. It's served with sauerkraut. You can choose to have the bratwurst with a pretzel bun or with fries. We got fries because, you know, we already got this giant pretzel going on. Delish. Absolutely delish. They have all different types of German dishes here, like schnitzel as well. And of course, beers, ciders, wines, just a lot of great options. And during non-COVID time, they even have live music, which is really, really fun. There are not many places in the city that you can walk along the streets and literally walk through history like one after another, but here in Brooklyn Heights, you can do that. This whole area is a massive historic district. As you walk along the charming tree-lined streets that capture the essence of refined brownstone Brooklyn, it's possible within a matter of minutes to brush up against the homes and haunts of some of the greats of music, drama, and letters. This building behind me actually housed a very important playwright. If you come over this way, Arthur Miller actually lived here. He was a Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright, and he wrote many iconic hits such as Death of a Salesman and The Crucible and many others, and he was married to Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, very interesting. So this is just one of the locations. Now, I do recommend that when you're walking through Brooklyn Heights, this book right here is fantastic for it. It's Walking Tours of New York, and they have a really great Brooklyn Heights walking tour. So we're gonna actually do that right now, do like a miniature version of it, and I'm gonna show you some of the highlights. But this area is so gorgeous. So I really encourage you to, like, you know, take a nice walk outside and enjoy the historic views. So if you don't want to pick up the book for the walking tours on the corner of Pierpont Place and Montague Terrace, they actually have this really great map that shows you a bunch of different historical spots around here. So you can just take a picture of this and kind of like do your own little walking tour. Now, you won't get tons of historical information here, but they do point out a few notable things. For example, Abraham Lincoln prayed right down the street at Plymouth Church, which is where Henry Ward Beecher, whose sister was Harriet Beecher, who wrote Uncle Tom's Cabin, was the preacher. You'll also see a spot where Walt Whitman lived, and that is where he wrote Leaves of Grass. So there's a lot of cool spots around here, plus it's just really pretty to walk in. But definitely check out this map if you can. And one other thing I want to point out, the street signs are all brown in this area. That's because this is a historic district. Whenever you see brown street signs in New York, it means you're in a historic district. Green street signs mean you're not in a historic district. Cool? All right, let's continue. So I'm here on the Brooklyn Heights Promenade. This is one of the spots in Brooklyn Heights that you absolutely must go to. Why? Look at this view. Wow, it's incredible. This is an iconic view of NYC. You can also see Governor's Island, you can see the Statue of Liberty, you can see Staten Island. This area is named Brooklyn Heights because it's the highest point of Brooklyn. Whoa, I know, right? So this is what it used to look like back in the day. We were right near Pierpont Place, which is named after Hezekiah Beers Pierpont, who started a gin distillery here. This is what his gin distillery looked like in 1823. So if you can imagine, I mean, look at the difference, right, between today. This area was one of the most fashionable areas to live in. It was where all of the really rich people lived. And honestly, it hasn't really changed that much today. To live in Brooklyn Heights, you probably have a brownstone, and you probably own that brownstone, and that brownstone probably costs several $million. The great thing about me telling you this is you can just pick up a book, walk through it, and pretend that you live on these streets. Like, well, actually not live on the streets, you live in the houses on the streets. Check it out, you guys, don't miss Brooklyn Heights, all right? It's a really historic spot. You can find some of the most fascinating artifacts from New York City's history all the way to present day here at the City Reliquary. This is a museum of curiosities created by Dave Herman in 2002. He actually created it right around the corner in his apartment. He put all of this display up in the window, all like different types of things from New York City's past and present. You could press a button and he recorded his voice and he would tell you a little bit about what you're looking at. Now today, the museum has expanded quite a bit. It's still very small, but they have all different types of interesting like artifacts and just weird things from New York's past. So let's go inside and check it out. And I'm sure we're gonna find some very strange objects. This is gonna be interesting. This is actually a fantasy coffin from Ghana. And in Ghana, one of the traditions is you get buried in essentially a coffin shaped like what you love. So I've seen ones that are like shaped like Kit Kat bars, cars, all types of stuff. And this woman had it made for the Empire State Building. Now she's still alive, so this is just in preparation, but it's actually fitted exactly to her perfect size. Fascinating, right? So this is pretty funny. Back before you had the Metro card, they used coins on the subway. Now this coin, if you look really close, you'll actually see the initials of the assistant controller of the NTA right on there. He snuck his initials into the coin when they were redesigning it. No one knew until it was mass printed, and so his initials were on tons of coins. when they found out he was actually fired. That's why you don't do those things. But hey, you do end up in cool museums, so maybe it is worth doing. Your decision. So in addition to a bunch of different objects that are from all different parts of New York's history and culture and people, they also have artifacts from buildings and architecture and actual pieces of New York, like this one. This is a wooden brick. Now, before we used the concrete and the stone, outside of hospitals, they would actually line the sidewalks with wooden brick so that they were quieter. And this is from the last known remaining wooden sidewalk in New York City. It was in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. Isn't that fascinating? You probably didn't know there was wooden sidewalks. You're welcome. Preserved in a former auto repair shop is the best barbecue spot in New York. Believe it or not, you guys. It's called FetaSao, and they are known for their smoked meat, craft beer, and the most extensive American whiskey list in all of New York. So if you like one of those three things, or all three of them, what are you waiting for? Come over here. This spot opened in 2007 by Joe Carroll, and the menu is simple. Focuses on meats, all of which are heritage breeds raised naturally by small family farms and contain absolutely no antibiotics or hormone. And I kind of call this place part Central Texas barbecue and part like New York deli. You get a little bit of everything here, and that's what makes it fun, because you really never know what they're smoking inside. Wow, that sounds... You don't know what they're smoking inside. Here you'll find traditional barbecue cuts served alongside plenty of not so traditional things like beef tongue pastrami, pork belly, and veal heart. Joe's style of barbecue is pretty much impossible to categorize, because what he does is he takes one style of meat from one region, a hardwood from another, and a smoking technique from another. So it's truly like a mutt of American barbecue. Let's go check it out. Ooh, the food is here. Smells amazing. We got ribs, we got pulled pork, we got brisket, chicken wing, baked beans, collard greens, and of course, cornbread. Let's try it. They have a smoker that can smoke up to 500 pounds of meat at a time. And when you walk in the door, it's like heaven. It's like meat heaven. Look at this. Oh my God. Best meat in the city, I have to say. The brisket is a must. That brisket's incredible. Let's just move on to the rib. You see how tender that is? How it falls right off the bone? Wow. Oh my God. I mean, it's just as good as the last one. It just melts in your mouth. The flavors are unreal. The pulled pork, delicious by itself, but apparently this sauce here brings out all the flavors even more. Oh my God. But it's a barbecue sauce that's sweet, but also has that vinegar element. It's not just about the meat here. The side dishes really complement it. This baked bean actually has burnt ends in it. It's sweet. You taste a little smokiness from the meat. Collard greens, one of my favorites. I love collard greens. It kind of has like a vinegary flavor. And then of course they have some meat in there as well mixed in. So you get the meat element no matter where you go. Definitely not a spot for vegetarians. The cornbread was a chef favorite, so he told me that you should dip it in the baked beans to eat it. And he's right. Of course the chef is right. The chef knows what he's talking about. They have 10 different beers on tap here. They also can make really great cocktails. If you want a cocktail, they are predominantly a whiskey bar though, so if you're a big fan of whiskey, you're gonna see a wide variety of whiskey here. I got a virgin hottie toddy, you know, because I'm pregnant. Otherwise I would get a regular hottie toddy. And it's just wonderful, especially dining outside. It's cold, you get that nice cinnamon stick in there, it's warm, it warms the soul. And on that note, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this meal, and I'll see you a little bit later. Oh, hey there, I'm here at Raka Chocolate. This is in Red Hook, Brooklyn, and they produce raw chocolates. Raka actually means wild. It was started by Ryan and Nate in their apartment in 2010, and today they have this whole factory here in Red Hook, Brooklyn. Now, normally you can do tours of the factory, you can do chocolate tastings, you can learn how to make your own chocolate. And what's special about Raka Chocolate compared to other chocolates is that it is unrefined. So what they saw is having unroasted chocolate as an opportunity to preserve the unique flavors of chocolate. And as a result, their chocolate tends to be brighter and bolder. Part of Raka's fresh and unusual character comes from using single bean infusions and developing recipes that release the distinctive qualities of each type of bean. So I got their little small dose box. Oh, look at this. And this is cool because you can try a bunch of different flavors here. I love the salty sweet combo, so I'm gonna do this one. They have oat milk, coconut milk, they have all different flavors. Like seriously, when you go inside, you'll see so many flavors of chocolate that you're gonna be like, wow, I didn't even know chocolate came in that many flavors. It says made from bean to bar in Brooklyn. Look at how cute is that? You can get bigger bars, of course. But on the back, it has the ingredients, and literally there's no weird ingredient names. It's literally like organic cacao beans, organic cane sugar, organic maple syrup, organic cacao butter, and pink salt. Cacao bean is actually a fruit, and you get a lot of fruitiness in this chocolate that you don't normally get in other types of chocolate that are mass produced. This also has a nice salty balance to the sweetness, and the texture, it's much more raw. Definitely come here, get some of their chocolate. You can also order online if you don't want to come all the way out to Red Hook. I'm gonna enjoy this. I'll see you guys a little bit later. If you love vintage shopping, then you gotta come here to L Train Vintage. I've been coming here for years. This is a family-owned business since 1999, and they have several locations all throughout Brooklyn. They sell vintage and used clothing for way cheaper than the actual like non-used, but most of the clothing are like very lightly used, and you can get amazing deals. So let's go inside and check out some of these amazing deals. All right, let's do it. But first, mask. Well, look at this new pair of Columbia boots. They look like they've never been worn. These are normally sold for like $150. $25! Unreal. Like, I don't know why I shop anywhere else. Oh my gosh, look at this. This coat is like an $1,000 coat. And I can't even close it right now because I'm pregnant, but it's only $200 here. I feel like I'm like in a winter wonderland. The deals are great. I love the deals. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe, and check out my other guides on places you can't miss in the Bronx, in Queens, and in Brooklyn. I'll see you next time. Bye.